Hey my gorgeous Geminis, I'm back, and as I've been saying in my emails to you all, I have been quiet, but I have not been still. I have been doing a lot and it's exciting. So I am here for this week's readings. So I'm going to dive straight in. If you want to get me on socials, everything will be in the description box below. If you want to book, etc. like that, just have a smooch, have a look. So let's have a look what's going on with my fellow gems. And look, I've got to say, can you see there? I've got a new leaf. I'm a plant mama. The throat chakra, well, what can I say? Mercury retrograde. I'm guessing a few of my Geminis have been feeling this as well. It is so hard, but it's a time where we have to speak our truths, whether that's going to hurt someone's feelings. You know, it's not about being nasty or anything like that. It's just about putting yourself first and speaking your truth and unblocking that throat chakra. Because when your throat chakra is blocked, it blocks everything. You know, your crown, your third eye, your heart, your intuition, because we're not listening, we're not channeling, we're not giving out that information. So it's time to unzip. So there could be reasons coming up this week where there's a need to speak your truth. You know, and we are in that 9 year. If you are on my email list, I sent out a thing, I think it was about 1 or 2 o'clock this morning. I felt obliged to do that, explaining why this 9 year is just so chaotic, because it needs to be, so that we'll surrender and we'll release, ready to go into that 1 year, ready to go into that year of alignment and new beginnings and fresh starts. We can't get into that energy if we're still holding on to things from the past and past hurts and, you know, that type of energy. So what's crossing the challenging energy from the Gemini? Desires. The challenge is, what do you want from the future? You know, what are your desires? Maybe it's a time where you need to speak them into existence, because we can't reach our desires if we are constantly thinking about other people or how will it affect them. And, you know, life is too short. Life is way too short to put yourself on pause for other people's dreams. It's time to birth your dreams now. That is the main objective of life. You know, I definitely don't want to get to my deathbed and look back and think, oh my God, how much time have I wasted on making sure everybody else is living life so peacefully and, you know, and working through their karma and stuff, where I'm not doing it to myself. That is why I've taken so much time off this year. I've been working obviously one-on-one, but I've taken time off from my online things because I needed to dig deep. I needed to do that work on myself, because I am not going into the 1 year holding on to anything that's going to hold me back 100%. So why is this coming around now for my gems? Letting go. Exactly what I've just been talking about. It is time to let go. It is time to surrender and release. That is the main energy of this. It's like no longer holding on to the resentments and the bitterness and the hatred and the anger, you know, all the why me, the victim mentality. You know, I've been there. We all do it. It's time to surrender to that. It's time to completely shift that, so then we can come into alignment with what's supposed to be for us. That's the main objective. So there's definitely things coming in this week that there's a major shift happening and we need to let go. We've got that Lionsgate portal that we're still in. I'm doing these on the Aquarius full moon. Release, surrender. Making yourself happier will actually help the true people that are around you anyway, because they get you on a positive vibe. They get you've got more time to deal with other people's things. And it's like that collective energy, innit? So if you're feeling down, I've got certain friends that no matter how down you're feeling, if you're around them, you just can't feel down. Like, And that's that vibe, and that's that Gemini vibe. We are naturally born with that, you know, so we need to sort our shit out. We need to get aligned. See, the beginning of the week, we've got the crown chakra. The crown chakra is that channeling, that those ideas, that motivation that is coming from the universe to do what we need to do this week, to let go, to surrender, to speak our truth. We are speaking things into existence. We are also speaking our truth to anybody else that, yeah, you know, that comes into the frame. There's a need to say, like, line in the sand. From now on, as I walk forward, I am walking in the steps of my own truth. Because when you hold your truth, the true people, the people with good intents, will be like kind of, you'll match that vibration. They will come in. But those who don't have good intents, and those who kind of like mastered on the fact that you were feeling down, you were feeling drained, you were easier to manipulate when you were in them lower vibing energies, they will not be able to hack it. They will not be able to cope with it. So they will shift. They will, you know, they will just start to shift because your energy isn't on a match with their vibration, you know. So, and it's hard, especially when you're around people all the time with a victim mentality, you know. It's like, no, we're in an Anya. I'm not going forward with that. You know, at present, the root chakra, again, your base chakra, so it's about being grounded, being stable and feeling steady and ready and secure enough to speak your truth and secure enough to say, do you know what, I'm not standing in that energy anymore. I'm taking my power back. I'm taking my power back from anything that's done it. And your throat chakra, when we speak those words, we're speaking to ourselves, so always make sure that you are speaking to yourself with truth. You know, a lot of the time when we get down, we think to ourselves, oh, you're this, you're that, you're getting old now. I know I've been through that bit, you know. I was 46 this year and I'm like, oh my God, I'm 46, that's it now, you're decrepit, you're on the scrap heap, you know. A couple of months later, I'm fine now. I don't think of age now, I've got past it. But it's like, it does trigger you. Whether you're a male or a female, that is going to trigger you. So again, it's about stepping into your power and thinking, age is just a number. You know, whatever it is that's bothering you, those insecurities, make sure that you are speaking your truth to yourself. It's definitely a week of speaking truths. Whether it be to other people, whether it be to yourself, you know, it's holding on to the fact of that truth. Oh, we've got a flyer. Because going forward towards the end of next week, we've got manifesting. We're manifesting. That is why we've got to clear the blockages now, because we are manifesting. And we don't want to manifest. We don't want to speak bad things into existence, you know. So it's a manifestational energy this week, Gemini. Are you going to use it? Are you going to use it for that potential, you know, those possible desires that you want to accumulate from that? Or are you going to allow the karmic codes to pull you back? We are still in that 9 year. Our power is to stop going back to those things that haunt us. It's to no longer be haunted by the past. And that is in our power position. We've got to stop looking back over the past. But in essence, we are still in the 9 year. So this is about like kind of facing those shadows, facing that shadow work, doing that shadow work, stepping into the dark, because we know we've got the power of the light taking us with it. We're going inwards with it. It's almost like the Hermit card. You know, he's got his lantern. He's not scared of going into that cave because he knows he's going to come out with more wisdom and clarity. And that is most definitely what we are going into the year 1, 2026 with. So it's definitely a week of shadow work, speaking your truth. You know, I feel like in the past you were told to be quiet or shush, or because I wanted to do that then, shh. You know, speak when you're spoken to, or it's better off, you know, walking on eggshells, better off than just not say anything at all, because we don't want to start anything. The outside influences is your third eye chakra being open. See, you are seeing the bigger picture of things now. You know, as a collective, the world is chaotic at the minute, you know, but that's for a reason as well. You'll notice yourself with the news and things like that. The truth is coming to light. You know, and there's no hiding from it anymore. There's no hiding from the truths that are being like revealed at the moment. In spirits, hopes and fears, we've got a connection. This is connected to your higher self. This is connecting to you, your higher self, your God, your soul, your spirit, your... I am not diluting myself and fading myself any longer. I am me. I am here to experience and to live this life for myself. The cards are all about yourself, Gemini. So this week it's about working on yourself, working with yourself, because your outcome this week is the Four of Elements. It's about using all the elements that we have around us, but it's also about coming out of that dark cloud. And again, that victim mentality, I feel like I've got a dark cloud over my head, I've got to run a bad luck, it just never seems to go right for me. We're kind of shifting from that energy, because in truth, it's like, I woke up this morning, that's do you know what I mean? The world is obviously working in my favour. I woke up this morning. I've got another 24 hours to put my mark on the world. You know, that type of energy. And that is what it's the 9 year is about finding your purpose. And this week is like going inwards, and that what is haunting you, what is holding you back. Scissors, cut the cord, whether it's a person, whether it's a memory. Do you know what I mean? Take your power back from that situation. Because it's time to shine, it's time to glow, and it's time to shine. But we are not going to shine, we are not going to stand out, we are not going to put our mark on this world if we stay in the shadows behind and we don't speak our truth. So Gemini, you are being called to speak your truth this week. And I shall leave it there and be back next week. So I want you to like, share, hit the bell, subscribe. I also want you to write in the comments, I claim this. And I shall see you next week. Mwah! Bye. Love you all muchly.